Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica. I'm a yoga instructor and meditation instructor, and I create free classes here on YouTube. So if you've been here before, of course, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm really excited to be sitting down today. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is mindfulness. So I'm sitting down in my meditation chair, which is nice and comfy. Obviously, I'm not meditating, but we will be talking about that a little bit later on. And I just have a nice warm cup of ginger tea. So yeah, today I wanted to talk specifically about how you can incorporate or cultivate more mindfulness into your everyday routine, into your daily life. So I have 4 tips to offer you, and we're gonna just go ahead and jump right into the video. So just like our bodies, our minds need training in order to function at their best. Mindfulness can be seen as a form of mental training that helps support the mind to become more effective, more focused, and more present in our day-to-day experiences. And it's often described as the practice of bringing your full attention in an open, non-judgmental way to the present moment. I like to think of mindfulness as a form of acceptance as well, meaning that we are paying attention to our thoughts and feelings without judging them. So without believing, for instance, that there's a way that we should or shouldn't think or feel in a given moment. You can help develop and strengthen your mindfulness muscles by really consciously bringing yourself into the present moment with just everyday activities that you're doing in your routine. So I am going to be offering 4 tips for you today on how you can help do that. So the first tip is all about mindful eating. And mindful eating is simply just a way to improve your relationship with food. It's there to kind of help you get rid of or change any kind of unwanted behaviors or thoughts around food in general. Mindful eating is not a specific diet or anything like that. It's simply just a way to bring more awareness to the types of food you select, the types of food you eat, and even how you prepare and eat your food. So one way I like to cultivate more mindfulness around the food that I eat is right before I eat a meal, I like to just say a short prayer of gratitude, and I really like to think about how the food that's in front of me got on my plate. So I just like to thank farmers, grocery workers, animals, just for providing nutrients and energy and life for myself, for my body, for my overall health. And I've noticed just really taking that time to pause before eating and finding that gratitude just opens up this whole new sense of appreciation for food. It also kind of trains you to be more slow, if that makes sense. So just like pausing, taking your time to appreciate your food, which goes on to my next point, is taking your time while you're eating. So not rushing to eat, not forcing, food down your throats, just being mindful of the rate at which you're eating can change your perspective on your food. So in Ayurveda, yoga sister science, there's like a golden rule to eating. They say you want to chew each bite of food 32 times. So in Ayurveda, they actually say the way you eat is more important than what you actually eat, which is really interesting. Taking a moment to find gratitude, saying a short prayer before you eat, eating slowly, and then also trying to avoid distractions. So try not to eat in front of a TV or with your phone on the table. Even try to avoid eating like in the car when you're driving, anything like that. So really trying to find time to sit down, have a meal with your family or yourself, and just being fully present in that moment. So since we're on the topic of mindfulness and health, I thought I'd introduce you guys to today's sponsor, which is Ritual. Ritual is a vitamin company that's committed to sourcing nutrients straight from suppliers. So they leave out artificial flavors, synthetic fillers, and other misleading ingredients found in a lot of alternative vitamins. So everything is sourced with integrity and responsibility. They only contain nutrients and forms your body actually uses. So I've been taking the Essential for Women multivitamin, which comes with 60 vegan capsules. It kind of has a nice minty fresh taste, and I take about 2 per day. So you can see all of the ingredients listed on their website. They're very transparent about everything. And if you're interested in trying out Ritual for yourself, I have a link down below you can click on. They offer free shipping and 30-day money-back guarantee. So one final point I'd like to make about mindful eating and just mindfulness in general. I think it's important to remember that we are human. Obviously, we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes along the way. And I think that it's just really essential to hold space for ourselves when we do slip up or make mistakes, and to really just be kind with ourselves throughout the process. So when there are moments where we're being unmindful, if we're able to become aware of that and reflect on the effects that that has on ourselves, I think that really goes a long way. My second tip for you today has to do with social media and how to specifically use social media more consciously, more mindfully. The reason why I wanted to talk about social media is because I feel like it is a really big part of our everyday lives. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you're on YouTube and you're using social media. I know for me personally, because I do a lot of work online, I use social media almost every day. I've really had to readjust the way that I show up online, the way that I'm creating content, and really be more mindful of the things that I'm sharing and really thinking about how it's affecting other people. So I thought I would offer a few tips around social media, how you can use it more consciously yourself. I know like social media cleanses have become like super popular recently, social media detox. I actually wrote a blog post about this. I'll link it down below if you're interested. A lot of people believe that in order to fix social media addiction or things like that, they need to get rid of it completely, when in reality, I think that we're able to use social media regularly and still use it in a way that's healthy. So I think if we're just able to shift our perspective a little bit, we can have a healthy relationship with social media without needing to get rid of it completely. A few tips that I have. Number one is to clean out your feed. So on YouTube, you have like subscribers, things like that. On Instagram, you have people that you follow. I think it's really important to follow people who bring you good energy, who kind of uplift you. So if you're following like negative people who are always complaining, or just even like news sources that are kind of like jarring, I think it's important to just be mindful of that. And if you have people like that on your feed, if you're unconsciously scrolling through social media, all of that negative energy is being absorbed into yourself. So for me personally, I only follow people who are uplifting and inspiring. That way, when I'm scrolling on social media, I am even subconsciously taking in only positive information. It really does make a difference. So maybe just go through your friends list, see who you follow, and the next time you're scrolling on social media, just be more mindful of the thoughts and feelings that come up for you. So just notice if you're scrolling because you're bored. Notice if there's a post that makes you sad or jealous or upset, and just really be curious about what emotions are coming up. I think it's really important also to be non-judgmental during this process. So if these negative feelings come up for you, don't judge yourself. Just remind yourself it's okay. Just be curious. Be like, oh, I wonder why this post made me feel jealous, or why it's making me feel insecure. You kind of learn a lot about yourself, about your subconscious mind. Then you can kind of adjust your feed to support your mental health. So if you are following someone who's making you feel insecure, then unfollow them. There's no reason why you need to force yourself to see that every single day. So the last thing I'll say about social media is when posting, let go of all attachment to the outcome. So don't expect a certain amount of likes or comments or anything like that. Unconsciously, we might have this view that likes equal validation. So for instance, the more likes we get, the more liked we are as a person, or the less likes we get, the less liked we are as a person, which is crazy because in reality, the likes that you get have nothing to do with the type of person you are, with your worth as a human being. And as a content creator, as an artist especially, like as long as you love and feel fulfilled and authentic in what you are creating and sharing and putting out into the world, as long as you love what you are doing, then you won't need validation from anyone else. So just keep that in mind when you're posting. As long as you love it, that's all that matters. So let go of your attachment to any kind of outcomes with that. The third tip for mindfulness is just about being more present in conversations. And I feel like this is a really important topic to talk about because as technology advances, we're on our phones more often, we're on our computers, we're on social media. Having meaningful conversations and meaningful connections unfortunately has become more rare. As a society, as humans, I feel like it's something that we kind of need to come back to, is being more present with our day-to-day interactions, with our day-to-day conversations. So I have a few things that I'd like to share with you on that. So using mindfulness when communicating with others simply means truly taking the time to be present. Within a conversation, this might look like maintaining eye contact with someone, holding space for them, being really present to their emotions, being mindful of their emotions, watching their body language, and just really being in the moment with them. In order to achieve this, this means setting ourselves aside for a moment so that this person can share this interaction with us. So like oftentimes I feel like when we're having conversations with people, we aren't fully listening to them. Instead, we're in our own heads and we're kind of going through our own experiences, our own thoughts, our own emotions, right? Instead of being fully present with that person, we're kind of worried about how we're going to respond to what they're saying or what we're going to say next. So just being mindful of where our head is at when someone else is speaking. You can kind of just ask yourself, okay, am I truly in the moment right now? Am I listening to this person, or am I just worried about my own thoughts and experiences? So when someone else is speaking, putting all of the attention on them can help you create a more meaningful connection or interaction. So another point to consider when we're trying to engage in mindful conversation is to really try to understand what the other person is saying without any judgment, without any criticism or any type of defensiveness. If, for instance, you are in, let's say, an argument with someone, or someone says something that offends you, I think it's really important to learn how to respond versus react. So if someone says something that hurts your feelings or offends you, take a moment to pause, listen to what they're saying, notice that first initial reaction that you have, so how that makes you feel, and then take a moment to respond in a way that's calm, in a way that is respectful. And I feel like that goes a long way, and it kind of shows your own emotional maturity and just makes a more meaningful conversation when you're able to respond versus react and notice your own emotional triggers before saying something that you don't mean or saying something that might offend or hurt that person. So just keeping that in mind when you are engaging in conversations with others. So my final tip for you today is to just be open to exploring meditation and journaling. So these are both creative outlets and tools that we can use to help cultivate more mindfulness on a daily basis. So meditation sharpens our focus, and then it expands our awareness simply by allowing us to find time to be still from the busyness of our lives and to really dive deep into the roots of our experiences. And then journaling is a very similar practice to meditation. I actually find writing to be very therapeutic. So when you're putting your thoughts down on paper, you're actually clearing your head, you're clearing your mind, you're able to provide new insight, new knowledge into a certain situation or experience. It can also help you release old stagnant energy, release any thoughts or beliefs you might be holding on to. So I really do recommend at least being open to the idea of journaling. You can spend simply 20 minutes each day, which isn't long at all. I like to start off with 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes of movement. So you can do 5 minutes of stretching, yoga, cardio, anything that kind of gets your heart rate going and kind of helps provide space for you to sit in stillness. So then after moving, you can spend at least 5 minutes in meditation. So just sitting in a still, calm place, closing your eyes, beginning to tune into your sensations. And then after that, take 5 minutes to journal. So just journal your experience, or you can just free write, so whatever comes to mind. You can also use a journal prompt. There's so many amazing prompts you can find online. And then after that, just take 5 last minutes to meditate on your journaling experience, meditate on whatever comes up for you. So 5 minutes of movement, 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of journaling, and then again, 5 minutes of meditation. Having this routine consistently will help you to cultivate more mindfulness in your practice, but also in your everyday life. So the more that we practice our mindfulness muscle, the more that we're going to strengthen it and be able to use it in more day-to-day things like conversations, when we're eating, when we're on social media. So it is really a practice that we have to tap into and be conscious of using every day. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope that these 4 tips were helpful for you. If you're interested in reading the blog post that I have written, I'll have it linked down below for you. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this video, if there was anything that was specifically helpful for you. Again, thank you so much for being here, for subscribing, for supporting this channel. It means so much to me. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video soon.